Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here this morning on 20 Sides to Every Story. We are doing one of our community campaign games this morning using Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And this is a little bit of a campaign reset. The community campaign that we run is an open game where anybody can jump into our Discord server. I'll provide the link to that here in our chat. But you could basically jump in, and we encourage folks to come and sign up for games with us. We have a number of DMs that run games kind of loosely in this kind of same structure, and so you can create a character and play with multiple DMs, and your character's portable and can play in all sorts of different games. So basically, for the past 2.5 years, we've been doing things kind of related to the Temple of Elemental Evil and Greyhawk and things like that. Um, this session still fits in with that world, but this session is going to kind of be a little bit of a preview of like what we're going to transition into. So I'm joined here by 5 wonderful players who are bringing their characters in to kind of get us started with all of this. And so hope you enjoy the game and kind of see what it's like to come and join a community campaign game with us. So um, I'm Alex. I'll be the GM for the session. Thanks, Jeff, for the re-roll. And just for, I think, Max, this is your first time playing with us, right? So I'll try to keep that in mind that there's probably some things that I need to explain. So the chat can redeem things like DM re-rolls and player re-rolls and nastier things like random encounters and things like that. So I'll kind of like alert you when there are re-rolls, and they basically just kind of go into like a pot that anybody can pull from. And so sometimes you guys will be like, should I really use this reroll? And you kind of talk with each other whether you think it's worth it or not. But if you're ever asking the question, the answer is always going to be yes. You should use the reroll because it's the only way that the chat will buy you more rerolls is if you're using them. There's that. So I think maybe before we get started with what the story is that we're going to jump into, maybe we'll just go around and introduce ourselves and introduce our characters. So, oh shoot, my overlay. Let's have Cliff start us off.
Uh, I'll be playing Orville the Green. He's a second level wizard, uh, and he's concerned about all things green. He grows the best green around too, and everyone wants some.
Okay. Awesome. Let's go next to Lyra.
Hi, I'm playing Orla. She is a forest gnome sorcerer, and she's kind of in a self-imposed exile from her village. She's very young and just coming into her magic, and things don't go so well a lot of the time for her when she tries.
Awesome. Let's go next over to Percy.
Hi, I'm Percy. I'm playing Barg, the Bugbear Rogue. He's interested in seeing what's going on here. It's been a while since he's played in a game. That's it for me.
Awesome. Thanks. Dave is loading us up with some rerolls, both of the player and DM variety, so that is awesome. Let's go next over to Bo.
All right, I got a Swidgen, aka Dragon Shadow. He's a self-appointed crime fighter and vigilante who's trying to bring all evil to, justice. Bring justice to evil or something like that. I think I got that backwards. But yeah, martial artist, and he's got a cursed spear that might be interesting. If he rolls a 1, it'll try to kill him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. That was something you got in one of Casey's games, I think.
Yeah, and we both agree that you can't use rerolls for that.
Yep, that makes sense. Otherwise, yeah, it wouldn't be so cursed otherwise. And last but not least, let's go over to Max.
Hi, I will be playing Tongrar Argenttown, level 1 dwarf fighter. General sort of idea for his personality is that he's a football coach. So he's got a real high charisma, somewhat moderate wisdom, and has rocks for brains. So Planescape is going to be quite a trip for him, and I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. So you five, some of you are somewhat familiar with Hamlet. Others of you maybe not. But Hamlet is a small village that lies some few days travel south of Verbabank, and had historically been just kind of a little podunk town. Not much notable about it, but it has become notable in that it was sort of the safe haven for adventurers 10 years ago who went and fought the forces of elemental evil at the temple. And since the area had been rid of that evil, it has kind of built up. It had grown from a town of maybe about 100 to now it is a village of 1,000 people. And there is now a tower that has been constructed and built for Burn the Wizard, and a small castle with a professionalized military that kind of guards the region that is run by Lord Elmo. And so the two of them are sort of, former adventurers themselves, but now oftentimes have need of fledgling adventurers to do different jobs and things like that. And the stories of the heroes of Hamlet has traveled and gone far and wide, that Hamlet has now kind of become a little bit of a pilgrimage site for adventurers. And there's sort of this ritual of, if you're a young person going to set out into the world and try to become an adventurer, that you might go to Hamlet to do your first job and stop by the inn of the stumbling ogre and pick up a job off the job board. So whatever your reasons are as adventurers, you have answered the call to adventure because Burn the Wizard has need of you. So you have all been summoned and are gathering at his wizard's tower on the edge of town. And you are now find yourselves at this long banquet table that is on the first floor of his tower, where him and Elmo regularly meet with their staff and meet with adventurers like yourselves for commissioned tasks. And so Burn sits prominently at the front of the table. He's wearing his kind of garish purple robes and his big pointy hat, and there is no subtlety to Burn. Like he dresses the part of wizard and is well decorated. The room itself, there's a roaring fire in the hearth. There are refreshments laid out for you. They've done their best to make you feel as comfortable as possible. And Burn, yeah, he totally does. Yeah, he's got stars on his hat. That's right, Casey. He lets you know what his profession is. And so he is gonna lead in. He's like, "Oh, so you are the five that have answered my call for adventurers, and I think you will find this particularly interesting. What I have in store for you. I'm sure some rumors have been spreading around town that there was a portal or a gateway that was found out in the gnarly forest. I've been very busy in studying it and trying to determine where it might lead, where it might go. And I've been doing a lot of research. I traveled to the libraries in the great city of Greyhawk, and I've been trying to learn everything I can about it. But, most curiously, something came through the portal that I think might be able to reveal more than any of my studies ever could. And he kind of gestures back, and you can see that there is like this weird looking creature or construct. You're not really sure what it is, but it appears to be like a sphere that is completely composed of maybe brass. And it's got like this single like eyeball that's kind of like looking around. It's got these like little spindly like kind of wire-framed like appendages, arms and legs, and it seems to have a mouth, and it's kind of like communicating, maybe like it's vocalizing something, but like it's in some kind of weird alien language. And he says, I, I don't imagine any of you know what this little fella is, but he is a Modron, denizen from the plane of Mechanus, plane of law and order. We don't know much about them. I've never seen one before, but my research suggests that that is indeed what we have here. So,
Is he kind of a scout? Is that what he would be used for?
that is my running hypothesis. A very, very astute observation there, Orville. And you can kind of see he gets a wink. You know, he's excited to like talk about the possibilities, get into the theory of what this thing is, why it's here, what its intentions might be. And he
Well, what's he
says,
saying?
"Oh, no, that I haven't 100% figured out. I have used some magic to try to decipher or understand what he is saying, but it is not really sensible to me. Um, he just keeps saying negative over and over and must report back."
Oh, sounds like he's lost.
Yes, I think so. And since I have tamed him, seems like he is eager to go back. And when I let him go free, it would seem that he wants to. He's got kind of like little wings on his back. Looks like he wants to fly back up into that portal.
But if it's a scout, do we want it reporting back? It could be here to steal our game plans.
Oh, guess I hadn't thought about the dangers of it. I was more curious about where it might lead us. That's where I wanted you to come in. I want you to follow this thing.
I mean, I can't fly. Can anyone else here fly?
Oh, I've already taken care of that.
Okay, because I was going to just break its wings.
Oh.
That
Well,
is not nice. No.
I mean, you're not going to fly. He'll probably fly, but you're going to climb the beanstalk. Let me back up. So I planted a beanstalk right near the portal. It seemed fun at the time. A fun way to get you up into the portal.
So a tree. We're going to climb a tree into a portal.
Nope, the tree is gone. There's a beanstalk now.
Okay, so we're going to climb the beanstalk into the portal.
Yes.
But if it can fly faster than we can climb, we're going to lose sight of it pretty quickly.
Yes. But when you go through the portal, then you will climb the tree. There's a tree on the other side of the portal.
Sure.
Hey, you could let us get a head start, couldn't you? And then let him go after we've gone through the portal?
What happened to the
Sure.
tree on our side?
Well, it is, I believe it has returned to the Hells. Since the Inferials had been dealt with, those squirrel creatures, the tree slowly started to break apart and fade away.
Oh. But the tree on the other side is in good health yet, huh?
Well, it seems to be just from visual. I have not myself stepped through the portal. We can only visually inspect it, but it appears to be much more massive and much more vibrant. Not like that hellish tree that some folks had discovered. It seems to almost have a bit of divine properties to it.
Oh,
Perhaps we
Maybe-
could tie a leash to this thing.
Well, that's a great idea.
Sure.
or some
Is
way
it-
of tracking it.
Is it aggressive?
He hasn't seemed to be. He hasn't hurt me. But he does seem eager to get home, wherever home is. I am hoping it's Mechanus. Very much like to find a way there.
Yes, the plane of law and order sounds good. I like it.
If we do end up going there, is there anything you would like us to do when we're there?
Just chart the way, map the way best you can. See, if I get the sense that that tree, Yggdrasil, world tree, is very expansive. Would be hard to locate a location on one of its limbs without proper directions. And so if you could chart and map the way there, that would be most helpful to. I suppose we should talk about payment. I will pay each of you 100 gold pieces for this job. Double my normal rate, mind you. This is a very important job. And I will also give you each one of these potions. Got a couple of vials like on the table. He kind of like pushes forward, one for each of you. These are all each a potion of spider climb.
Mhm.
Probably some of you have been on a beanstalk or two in your time, but I don't want to make assumptions about your experiences and background, so this could help.
Have to bring back this little guy with the one eye, do we? Long as we get you a map.
I'm less concerned on having him back and more concerned about finding the way, finding out where he will go.
Okay, that's good because I was concerned with his owners having objection if we had to bring him back.
You think he has owners?
Perhaps someone built him, right?
I don't know. He seems odd. He's kind of looks like a construct, but he also seems to be sort of living. He's like tapping on
Oh.
his orb. Tink, tink, tink. The thing's like eyes like moving around.
Maybe
seems to have
family. Maybe he's got some family over there.
That could be. Well,
For
then,
something
Yeah.
that you seem
If
to
he
be
is a
saying,
scout,
yes,
if he is a scout, then somebody sent him. So
yes. Tongar, what was your theory?
oh, I was just going to say, for something that you have told us seemingly wants to go home, it does not seem to be trying very hard on its own to do so.
It does seem like it's like pacing around, and like it does seem like it's like kind of waiting at the door, almost like a dog. I want these doors to open so I can get out. So like there is like a little bit like you can kind of read its restlessness.
Okay.
But
What kind of things can it do? Have you seen it do with its little wires and stuff?
it seems to be able to fly. It seems to be able to walk around. It does have the capability to manipulate small objects. Although it hasn't figured out this door yet, apparently.
Does it eat?
That's a good question. Do Modrons eat? I'm gonna say like Modrons like chow down on like other metals and things like that. So maybe you see him like go up to the table and there's like a pewter mug or something there, and he's like grinds it up in his mouth. Hey, hands off. So yeah, there's some indication that he is actually like a living being versus a like golem or something like that.
Yeah, I'm down for this adventure. Anybody else want to come with?
Certainly.
Well, if we're all agreed, then I can accompany you to the portal and see you out. This little fella out. Little pat on the head. Pat, pat, pat. And so, unless there's any other questions for Burn or discussion you want to have here, we can fast forward to heading out into the gnarly forest and get to the base of the beanstalk. All right. So you do. He arranges to have you ride out there on horses, and he kind of carries the Modron like on his horse with him right in front. So you gallop out there.
Can Orla ask him just like, what exactly does this spider climb potion do for us?
He would tell you that it would just give you like the ability to climb sheer surfaces, and that it'll allow your hands will kind of form little sticky, um, you know, grippers that would allow you to safely navigate up the beanstalk.
Is there
How
a
long
time
does it
limit?
last?
Yeah. Until what?
I believe it's an hour, but like more than enough time for you to get up the beanstalk.
Oh, we got to get up and then through the portal and down the other tree, though.
He would tell you that based on what the other adventurers told him, that it would seem that the portal like leads out onto the branch of this tree, and he'll describe it to you as like, this is, you cannot fathom the size of this tree. Its limbs and its grooves are a highway unto themselves. Its trunk, to navigate the circumference of it, would take you, you know, would be like an overland's day journey to like part of it. So like he'll tell you like he doesn't think that you would need the spider climb potion necessarily to navigate on Yggdrasil. It's more to get, he's giving it to you more to like climb the vertical distance of the beanstalk.
Okay, do we got one to come back?
Oh, he hadn't thought of that. He says, I'm all out of spider potions. Spider climb potions. I'll leave it to
Okay,
you to decide if you want to use it on the way up or the way down.
All right. I have my familiar owl. He'll be coming with me.
Okay. Sounds good.
He can keep an eye on this Modron too, so he can fly along with him.
So,
As long as he doesn't get too far from me.
so you guys navigate out there. I think it's like a couple days journey to get out to the grove. But basically, you'll get out there and you'll see there's this dryad that is out there that's currently trying to plant and regrow her apple trees that had been destroyed by the infernal tree that once was here. But in the middle of her grove is this huge beanstalk that stretches up and reaches up through the canopied trees, past them, up into the sky. And it's quite a ways up, but you can kind of see, like, just like it very far up the beanstalk is a tiny little doorway that seems to be shimmering. It's a portal in the sky that probably take you 30 minutes of the spider climb to get up there.
How long did it take to grow this beanstalk?
Oh, not long. About a week.
Wow.
Yes.
You ain't got any more of those beans on you, do you?
No, I believe Rollin. It's hard to keep track of all your names. Rollin the Bugbear has the bag.
Oh, okay. They might come in handy.
I generally don't remember adventurers' names until they reach 5th level.
Are there any beans or flowers on it yet? I can't see any down this low.
There's like seedling kinds of things that would like produce more seeds. No, but there's like probably some like flowers blooming off of the beanstalk. It's not.
I wouldn't want one of those dropping on you at the size of this thing.
Well, little fella here is getting a little kinds of eager. You said you want me to hold on to him until you're kind of up there already.
Yeah, that might help. Yeah.
Or we could just tie a rope.
But what if he starts flying away from the beanstalk?
Oh, that would be interesting. But then, yes, he'd be up in the beanstalk, and then you can't expect me to go chasing after him. There's the little Modron in my house, too.
He keeps repeating the same thing.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely going to need this spider potion to get up this beanstalk. So, can she take the potion?
Yep. You take the potion. Anyone else taking the potion, or does somebody want to do a skill check to try to climb the beanstalk?
I have a challenge like this in primary school. I think I might try it first myself.
Yes.
Okay. How about Barriggs?
Oh no, I'm a coward. I would definitely need the potion.
Okay, so
That's pretty high. I wouldn't want to fall.
Yes. So, 3 of you are using the potion of spider climb, and 2 of you are going to attempt it. So.
Oh, I don't know if I said or not. I will take it, even though I'm probably pretty good at just climbing myself. But I'm not going to be. I'm going to be safe about it.
Okay. So.
And then switch him
Bongar,
while you do a sleight of hand and take the potion, but then try to front like he didn't, like he's doing it with his own abilities.
Oh, okay.
I have no need for such things.
Okay.
He'll make a show of putting it away to actually swig it real quick.
Gotcha. So Tongrar, you're the one that is going to attempt the feats of strength. So if you want, give me a strength athletics check. Okay. No problem.
Hey!
So the rest of them are like just, moving up and maybe going kind of, even with the spider climb, like kind of going careful, but you're just like, you're just cruising up there, and you're the first one up there. So you still have your potion of spider climb then for a future use. So.
Oh, now that's a workout. Yeah. Oh, no, don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down. That was a bad idea.
At the base of the beanstalk, Fern is holding the Modron. He watches you as you climb the couple 100 feet up. At some point, he releases the Modron, who starts to kind of flutter right along up. Maybe like the last couple of you are like climbing up, and he's just fluttering like kind of right in front of you. And you watch as he flies up, and there is this just kind of, oval portal that opens up into this kind of astral. It looks like an astral sea. It's kind of black with streaks of silver, almost like being in like the Milky Way or something. But then there is this tree, like that's the backdrop for this massive tree that just branches that seem to reach out, and their limbs, oftentimes you can't see the ends of them, almost like they're dipping into the other universes, other portals, other planes. and you can't see the top of it, you can't see the bottom of it, but the portal directly in front of you leads right out onto one of its leaves. It looks like you could step out onto a spark. And you see the Bone flies through that and like touches down and lands and ceases to fly. Just starts like walking along the tree limb.
Well, I think here we go. So I'm not gonna step right through.
Can't let it get too far ahead.
All right.
Can I see anything up on the like? Can I see any like flowers or anything on the beanstalk side before I go through?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like maybe some kind of white blooming flowers that are growing off of some of its greenery.
No beans.
No beans.
Okay. Can I see if I can just grab a petal or a flower? I don't know how big they are, and then.
Yeah, it's probably like a petal is probably like about this big or so. So like you grab it, it's like a leaf of lettuce almost
Okay.
bigger, and you could
I'm
stuff it in
taking
your
it.
back. Press it between a book or something. Awesome. So you all step through, and you can see the little Modron. It seems like it kind of slows down as soon as it's in here, and its eye is just kind of like scanning around. It's just looking. It's still kind of muttering in some kind of weird language that none of you understand. But it looks like it's doing. If your theory is that it is a scout, that seems to be exactly what it is doing. It's stopping, looking around. It's probably moving at about half of its like movement speed, just to take in all the sights and things like that. But it will start to move towards where the trunk would or where the branch would meet the trunk. And there is, just like Burns said, there's kind of like little grooves along the tree that so big that you can just walk along those, kind of follow where it would go, and that's
Orla wants to try to talk to it and say, like, "Can you understand? Can you understand me? Do you know what I'm saying?"
it like looks at you, and it isn't really replying to you, but like as you're talking to it, it's like looking at you. It's almost doing like the half cocked look, like an animal would when it doesn't understand.
Negative? Affirmative?
Mm. And then it like turns around, and like then as soon as it turns around and is not looking at you, you hear it like mumbling in this language, and it just keeps walking. You can make an insight check.
Seems to be trying to understand you.
It has like 3-fingered hands, right?
Yeah, yep. At the end of its little wire frames, it's got little gripper, little like kind of claw-like hand. With a 12, I think you generally feel like it does not understand you, but like was trying, but just not sharing a language barrier.
Okay. In the meantime, Orla's going to do her spin and cast mage armor on herself.
Other preparatory spells or actions that anybody wants to do at this time as you're kind of following along?
I think I follow suit and cast mage on armor on myself as well.
Good.
Now, in a very unknown situation, Tongrar will equip his shield.
I'm gonna try and get a psychic connection with it to try and communicate with it.
Okay.
And I will add Orla seemed to want to speak to it, so I'll add her as well. And it says that as long as it can speak a language, I don't have to speak the same language.
What this power thing is.
Yeah.
I can read through all of that, but like, how do we resolve that?
Like I said, as long as it can speak a language, then I can understand it. It can understand me, and
Okay. It just happens.
yeah.
So, yep, you would establish a connection with it. It speaks language. It speaks Modron.
So what are you up to here?
And it is saying searching for home plane following Thetis's orders. Must report back. Could not find.
What are you looking for? Perhaps
Home
we can help you look.
temple tower, dark tower, temple of Set.
I've never heard of that. Orla?
Orla's never. Lyra's heard.
Oh,
Orla's
sorry.
no, it's fine. No, Orla's never heard of it. Yeah. Does that when you put me in there? Does that mean I understand what the Modron's saying too? I can talk to it too.
I think so.
Okay. So you're trying to go home. Where is home?
Not Thetis's home.
Your home.
Negative. Not this one's home.
Are you going back to the plane of Mechanus?
Negative.
Where are you going?
Sigil. City of Doors. Thetis's home. Hive District.
City of Doors. Are there a lot of doors there?
Affirmative. I don't know
Where
why
do they
Modrons talk like robots, but
Where do they go?
many places. Limitless possibility. Ever changing.
Can we come with you?
I don't know. Can you? Just kidding. It's
Yes.
okay.
I think we can.
May we come with you?
Okay. That's acceptable.
We were trying to help you get home and just trying to chart the way there.
Hmm.
Or wherever it is that you need to go, wherever you're trying to get back to. That's what we were tasked with.
I need to report failure to find Temple of Set.
And you're reporting to Thetis.
Yes.
Do you know what this temple is?
Big, black, tall tower.
Sounds scary.
Sounds architecturally sound.
I imagine it's scary. Do you imagine it's scary?
Don't know. Haven't seen it yet.
Ah, so you can imagine things? That's cool. Imagination's fun sometimes. Do you think it's fun?
Fun. Following orders is fun.
Well, at least you're having fun.
Yes, time of my life. Single
So,
file, single file.
wait, one more question. Do you know why Thetis is looking for the Temple of Set? That I imagine is scary and not fun?
He has not shared that with me.
Is he a nice guy?
He is very organized.
That's a good trait.
It's one of my favorite.
I don't
I'm a
have
good
that
judge
much.
of character.
Well, should we carry on?
So is there a reason we've all just been stopped for like the last 5 minutes?
I imagine like he's still walking. Like he wouldn't
Okay.
stop to have the conversation, but he's they're like telepathically like communicating. So you probably notice like they're exchanging looks and like there's something going on between Varrigs and Orla, or clearly in some kind of mind link or something.
And Orla's very small, so she's kind of doing like a try to keep up and keep looking and talking. So she's pretty adamant about this.
We're just having a little conversation with our little friend here.
Well, I've
Uh,
got pretty good hearing, but I haven't heard you say a thing yet.
Sometimes you can speak with your mind. I'm sure you've heard of it.
That's what my ex-wife said.
Hey, has you heard of the Temple of Set? Big,
Mm.
dark, possibly scary, not fun.
If anybody is proficient in the religion skill, you could make a religion check. Nobody takes that skill, so.
Nope.
Oh, somebody did. Okay. With a 12, like, you've probably heard the name Set or Seth, maybe. Like, if you spent any time. Does Orla have a god that they follow?
Not really, no.
Okay. So, like, vaguely, maybe you've heard the name Set or Seth before. And maybe, like, in sort of a negative connotation, like it is a spooky god or a dark god or something, but, like, that's about it. No real lore.
It just sounds scary to me. I don't know. Also, people just building towers. It's so weird. Do you ever build a tower to yourself? I've never heard of that till recently.
I'm not sure why you'd want to live in a tower. Doesn't make any sense.
Vern was here. He'd
They're
tell you all
sturdy,
about
they're
tile
defensible.
living.
Towers are great. So if someone was going to build something for me, I'd prefer it be a statue after we win the championship.
What championship?
Oh, dwarf ball, of course. And we say set all the time. It's the second of the 3 words: down, set, hike.
Oh, well, maybe this is a temple to dwarf ball then.
That'd be cool. I heard there's a Hall of Fame somewhere, but I don't know.
Oh, this little guy doesn't seem that interested in playing sports. Seems
Yeah,
like
no, he's got weak arms, he's got weak legs. He'd get creamed.
He'd make a good ball.
He would make a good ball.
Stop it.
Maybe a little big, but we could work around that.
And maybe
With,
right about
with
the
that
time.
flying ability, you know how far he could go.
Maybe right about the time you say that he would make a good ball. He does indeed get caught in a net, as there is a net that pulls up because he's leading the way, so he's the first one in the trap, and he gets caught in this net that like pulls him up, and you look up, and there is a tree limb. I should probably put like a up on the screen here. Burns Tower. This. But you look up and there is a limb above you, maybe we'll say like 30 feet up, and you see a number of kind of squirrel folk creatures that are like drawing him up and pulling him up, and they like pull it up to their limb, and they seem to be like kind of bagging him up.
Interception! Get him!
Somebody told us about squirrels. They're not nice creatures.
think that was Burn.
Yes, the wizard said they're demonic or infernal.
Wonder if they are on this side of the portal.
How many squirrels are there?
You can see like 5 in total. Can you see this map that I put up?
No.
Is our spider climb still working?
Spider climb, yes, would still be active. All right. So I got tongue. Orville. Orla. Erig. Sweet. Are you able to see now? All right, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, so these squirrel-like creatures are just like kind of bagging him up. They are armed with like they've got like little spears. And they're wearing like armor that's like made of like acorn like material or bark material.
I want to. Orla's going to cast True Strike on one of them that she can see. She's got that. So, I should sort of know what their defenses are, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. What does it tell you? Into the... Oh, okay.
I get advantage on a first attack.
Get advantage on first. Okay. Cool. They sort of look like they're not really paying a lot of attention to the rest of you down on the lower branch. Like their focus is like on the Modron, and like one of them is like poking at it with their spear and kind of hearing the clink of the tip of their spear on the metal.
What's the height difference?
30 feet up.
I think he's a big acorn.
Unhand our ball, you adorable fiends.
And they all like look down, and one of them surprisingly starts to speak to you in common and just says, "We will not unhand this demon. Our village is plagued by all sorts of invaders. You're not allies with the demon, are you?"
He's not a demon.
And what
made
is
you
he?
think that? He's a Modron.
A what?
A Modron.
That sounds like a type of demon.
Nah.
He's a robot.
What's a robot?
Well,
yeah, what is a robot?
Construct.
Wait, is he evil?
It's evil! And they're just like hitting it with their spears, and you see the Modron is just helpless, stuck in this net, and its eyes kind of looks unhappy.
No, don't. We need it.
We were just playing a game, and it just got away from us. So can we get our ball back?
How do we know it's not a demon?
Well, it's not attacking us. That's one.
How do we
And
know
it wasn't
you're not
attacking you.
demons? Maybe you're demons. You're trying to play tricks on us.
If I was a demon, I'd just kill you.
Make a persuasion check. The one squirrel folk that you've been talking with is like, "Oh, fellas, that's a good point. Demons haven't really been very subtle. It's pretty much been slaughter on sight." Yes. Oh. They like are all kind of like grouping up to like conference amongst themselves.
Oh, they know the power of the huddle too.
Maybe don't mention power.
The lead squirrel folk
Strategy then.
looks down at you. Oh, okay. Well, maybe this is a demon. Maybe it isn't a demon. Maybe you're smarter demons and you're playing the long game. Not sure. But we've got kind of a system here. I can't make these decisions. I can't just release this thing. I need you to talk to the chieftain. He will decide if you are to get your ball back or not. Demon ball.
That sounds great.
Again, not a demon.
Well, we'll see.
Just
We'd
because it's
love to
strange
meet the
doesn't mean it's a
chieftain.
demon.
Right. Could be a devil, guys. It might be a devil.
It could be a ball.
Did anyone bring any nuts?
So the squirrel
You
folk.
guys like green stuff?
Mm-hmm. We live on a big tree, dude.
Ah, that's good. Maybe we could have some business.
Maybe. I left my wallet at home though, so we gotta go to the squirrel village. So the squirrel folk seem to be like, they'll lead you to their village to talk with their boss about the fate of the Modron. That kind of what you're gonna do. You're gonna follow them there.
I'm okay with that.
Cool. So they will lead you. You'll be kind of navigating around. Like at times you navigate away from the trunk and onto other branches that seem to accelerate your climb higher into the tree, and then those branches like weave back towards the trunk. But you do this like a couple of times, and it feels like you travel for about 2 hours. But eventually you find yourselves back at the trunk.
As someone proficient in survival, Tongrar will be trying to like keep track of where we are and where we've been and how to get back to our branch, because the whole purpose of this was kind of like a mapping exercise.
Yeah.
So he's trying to keep that all straight.
Give me a survival check.
Orville's been jotting down notes as well.
Okay. Why don't you make one as well then? And you do have 3 rerolls, so let me know if you guys want to do any re.
Oh crap! He's proficient.
Look, if we were underground, this would be easy, but I am completely lost.
Gonna let your rolls stay, or do you want to use the rerolls?
I'm fine letting it stay.
I'm going to use a reroll, I think.
Okay.
Since I roll so crappy, but
Yeah.
that's a little better, not much. But
So you guys are sort of mapping, but like, and you know, you're doing your best. These squirrels are leading you very fast through the tree, so you're kind of getting like a general outline, but it is sort of without the true detail of landmarks and things that would be useful. So like, it kind of ends up just looking like a general tree.
yeah, mapping in a 3D perspective, up and down,
It is a
west,
little challenging.
north. It's a little bit harder than a normal map on a flat plane.
All right, and so are you able to see this image that I have up? Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like. You meander past this like gigantic bird's nest. The eggs that you can see in the nest itself is probably like 8 feet tall, and you can see like the eggs kind of protruding up. You have like no idea. The squirrel folk don't seem concerned with it. Like they just navigate around it and get onto the tree here, and you can see that there's like a hollowed out part that enters into the trunk. And they seem to be pointing and indicating that that is where their village is.
If that's the nest, I do not want to meet the bird.
My familiar was a bit nervous going past that humongous nest. He was kind of overwhelmed seeing the size of those eggs.
So Orla, I was gonna say, your village is in this hole. Who's the big guy?
The chieftain.
Sure. Who is he?
His name is
He's
Chief
the big guy.
Lutalo Flitwhisker. Chief Flitwhisker, you can call him.
Is he like you?
Yeah, but old. Very wise.
Does he have a foot-long whisker?
It's pretty long. That's how he became chieftain. He has the biggest mustache of all folk.
My people pick our leaders based on beards.
Oh,
They're like whiskers, but a little bit more bushy.
Yeah, and
To
they
what?
like tug on your beard a little bit. Yeah, and then they like give this a tug. He's got like a little mustache.
Easy, gentle. You can touch, but just be nice.
What happens if something happens to his whisker?
Ooh. Well, it's been a while since we've done measurements, but I think my cousin will become the chieftain then. He's working on his. But Chief Flitwhisker has been the chieftain of our clan for ever since I was alive. He knows a lot about the tree. So when we go in here, you should show him deference.
Of course.
And so he says, "Okay, well, are you ready? I will announce you, and you can make your case about your little demon friend here, demon ball."
Not a demon.
Not a demon.
That remains to be determined. And so he will lead you into the hole that leads into the hollowed out part of Yggdrasil where the village is. Apologies for this map. I guess I didn't switch it out. I had like a different scenario planned at one point, so this looks like a bloody mess. But
I mean, it still could be.
it still could be. Yes. You probably saw me deleting tokens off of that previous one. I changed my mind about what the scenario. Are you able to see this one?
It's all black.
It's all black. Okay.
It's one of many possible futures.
Oh, then I can see it.
So ignore the massacre feel of it. There's no massacre. It is nice in here. It is pleasant. It is warm. There are wooden platforms that lead up. Two little perches where it seems like there's little like hollowed out parts. Almost like there must be like homes or compartments like within the bark of the tree where they live. And up at the very top, you can see that there is sort of like a big throne, like a big plump, silvery gray furred squirrel folk is sitting there. And he's wearing a necklace of acorns and a headdress composed of leaves. Very like distinguished looking, and he's just kind of playing with his wizened mustache that he's like kind of stroking, and like curling in his finger and things like that. And then the squirrel folk that you were with is like, "Chieftain, your servant comes before you with guests And he kind of points and gestures back towards you all and says, They claim that they are not demons, and I have made a judgment to bring them before you to render this verdict. As you know, Chieftain, we have been plagued by demons who crawl up out of the abyss and slaughter our people and attack the tree that we are duty bound to protect. I could not decide for myself whether they are demons or not, so I have brought them here before you to cast judgment. And he goes, yes. Introduce yourselves, honored guests. Who are you, and why is it that you have come to Yggdrasil?
Orla would step forward and sort of like bow and say, I am Orla, and would like to commend you in this exceptional village. How many live in the village?
Well, our clan, the Branch Strider clan, has been here for many generations. We number maybe 200 or so. In good times. These are not good times.
And I see that your guards are very efficient and doing a good job for you.
Yes. We must patrol the tree, for we've had many invaders these recent times. Both infernal and demonic. The blood war rages on, and it has come to Yggdrasil.
We are
That
not
sounds like the name
invaders.
of the most intense rivalry game I've ever heard.
We're not invaders. We were trying to pass through.
And what of this metal creature that you bring here?
We were following it. It was leading us. It was leading us to a place with many doors.
Oh,
He's our guide.
guide.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Berg.
Where is your guide? Where is he leading you to?
We
I
were
believe
hoping.
I believe he mentioned. Didn't somebody say he was going to the city of the doors, the sigil or something?
He was leading us to a place of many doors so that he could go back home. And we were trying to just follow him there to see if he would make it safely.
Choose
And
one among you to do a persuasion check, explaining your story.
Not me.
I could try it.
How confident are you? Okay,
We
go
were
ahead.
told he was an emissary from a plane of order.
Really? Okay, I'll do it.
Sounds very undemonic.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Should I reroll?
probably.
These never work for me.
All right, using a reroll.
Oh,
Good.
Okay.
Nice one.
Good call.
So, Chief Flitwhisker says, "This all sounds very reasonable, and I am willing to consider the release of this Modron as a non-demonic entity. But first, you must prove that you are worthy of passing through Yggdrasil. And to do so, you must engage in a Ratatosk perdition. You must solve my riddle." So, Here it is. If you solve this riddle, I will release your Modron friend here. You will be on your way. If not, you must go back from whence you came, never to return. My riddle is as such. In kingdoms grand and hamlets small, I visit all, but am welcomed by none. A king's crown and a beggar's shawl, I claim both when their days are done. I dance with time, but never age. I am the unwritten final page.
Hey,
Should we confer with one another?
You may
Sounds
confer.
like death.
Huddle, huddle, huddle.
yeah,
Does it sound
have a
like
guess.
death to you?
it does. It does
sounds
sound
like death.
Oh, yeah, that's so smart.
very, very morbid. These squirrels.
Well, I mean, if they've been fighting devils and demons, that might change your outlook on things.
Does anybody else have any other answers?
You know what? We'll say that the bloodstains and everything on the wood are actually there. Like, they've been dealing with, like, demon attacks, and so maybe you're like, yeah, maybe they are thinking a lot about because they are under constant assault.
Can I hear it one more time?
Yes. In kingdoms grand and hamlets small, I visit all, but am welcomed by none. A king's crown and a beggar's shawl, I claim both when their days are done. I dance with time, but never age. I'm the unwritten final page.
Destiny? Is it? I'm huddling. I'm huddling. Death, destiny.
It could be cranberries.
Don't think it's cranberries this time.
Did you remember to eat before we left?
I did not. Those eggs look delicious. Are you still thinking about them too?
Oh, I ate everything I get my hands on.
I am
I even
thinking
took an
about
extra
those
loaf of bread
eggs.
here.
Yeah, the riddle.
Cranberries are welcome, though.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I wonder if we only get one guess amongst us.
Probably.
You think we should ask?
I think death's pretty strong. It could be something related, like
Like the Grim Reaper.
burial or a specific
god of
god of death. Who knows what gods these creatures worship? They're squirrels, so they probably worship some big scary owl or something as their god of death.
There are
Oh.
squirrels that are kind of congregating on the platforms up above, like they're like peeking out of their little homes to like bear witness to you. As soon as they hear a riddle was happening, like everyone's like, "Oh, I have to be there."
What if we don't get it right again?
Then we have to go back the way we came.
And I think they're going to keep our little guy. Well, technically he's not ours, but
I think we go with death and see what the outcome is. We don't have any other ideas. So.
your lordship, your highness, your riddle is very difficult. Is there any chance that you'd give us a hint?
No, you must solve it on your own.
Nah, I tried.
What is your answer?
I believe it's death.
He looks to his right and he looks to his left. That is like two. He's got like two like advisors or guards or whatever up there. He says he addresses like all of the squirrel folk that are like lining the inner trunk here, and he says, "You heard it. They choose death, which is the correct answer."
That could have really gone a bad way.
And everyone, all the little squirrel folk are applauding with their little paws.
You have a very unique way to speak.
Well, you are clearly of equal or maybe slightly lesser intelligence to the squirrel folk. We shall defer to your judgment on this non-demonic entity that we find here, this Bodron. You shall be free to pass through Yggdrasil, and we shall guide you as best we can. We know every limb, every space of this tree. We know.
Do we still have that language link with the Modron?
Yeah. How many hours has it been?
2 hours?
We have it for 6.
So Orla wants to just say, like, they're gonna listen. We're getting you out. Be nice.
Nice? Is
Do
this
not
one?
attack the squirrels. We're getting you out.
Oh, I don't want to attack the squirrels. That would be disorderly.
I agree.
And the little squirrel folk that like led you here, he's the one that was like hanging onto the net, and he starts to like run out. But as that is happening, up at the top where the chieftain is, there's like this shadowy entity that like darkens the torchlight and such that is up there. And right behind him, you just see this like being composed entirely of shadow that reaches out and claws at him. And you see him, and then the blood spills down, and his body just goes woo, 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 and falls to the bottom of the floor where you are all standing. And it's like chaos is about to like erupt as you turn around and look at the entrance to the tree. You see 4 of these like almost like tiny ape or monkey-like creatures that are on all fours. They have kind of this like dog-like head, clearly like demons, and they just have like corruption like leaking through their pores as they enter into the tree. You can see like this kind of fetid exhaust almost from their pores kind of like starting to like darken, and like you can see the inner part of the tree of Yggdrasil is kind of like dying or withering a little bit just by their mere presence. And with that, we will get ready to roll initiative.
Orla's gonna yell, "Hey, captor, call your cousin."
Maybe we shouldn't have picked death. That seemed a little bit on the nose. Should we wait to roll until there's an active encounter?
Sorry, I gotta put you on.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was understanding how Foundry worked.
Should be good to go now. You can...
Should I roll? I rolled before the kind of counter.
You could just tell me it was a 6. I can.
Yeah. Okay.
We appear to be caught flat-footed.
That was weird, man. My inner monologue said those exact words as you said it out loud. That was strange.
All right. So, counter begins with one of the Ratatosk up at top level forward and try to take attack at this shadowy creature that just appeared. Rolls a 20. Enough to hit.
Biting a demon, always a good idea.
Yes, it does a little bit of damage. The demon has resistance to that type. Then it becomes one of the dretches that just came in through the doorway here. Is 30. Run right up to Orla. And as he's like draws closer, you could just see this cloud of corruption that is like following him. So that is the action he's going to do. He's going to burst forth that fetid cloud, stretches out 10 him.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make those orange things. I don't know if you guys see them, but it was an accident.
Oh, I can. So this noxious cloud kind of bursts forth from. Then it is Orville's turn.
Okay, what is the creature that attacked the leader there, that killed the leader?
That is a shadow demon, all the way up at the top of the platform.
Can I get up there next to it?
So you'd have to, this whole little bridge that you see,
Oh,
you'd either have to climb that or, your spider climb would be done at this point. So that's not done, but the obvious way to get up there is the wooden platform. Spans, I would think, 100 feet.
okay. I'm going to just cast Ray of Frost at it.
All right, sounds good. Just hits a part of the inner wall. Not a very accurate shot.
It was almost a good one. Anyway, I guess that's all I can do then right now.
All right. Next up is another one of the Ratatosk. Your guide, the guy that brought you here, is gonna jump forward into this cloud to try to attack this one here. Does have pack tactic, so he'll get advantage since Orla is there. It's a 20 to hit. Ooh, max damage. He does 7 points of damage to this dretch. But it is still up. Now more of the dretches are going to take their turn. So here, charge. Move in here and take a couple swings at Orla. First attack with its bite. That will be a 16 to hit.
So just remind me. So my armor class, I have met. Hold on a minute. My armor class is 13 plus. It would be +2, so it's 15.
15. Okay, so it hits you with the bite. Dawson, thank you for the cheer. I really appreciate your support. It does 1 point of piercing damage to you, Ola,
Okay.
and then he's going to try to hit you with its claw. 20 to hit. Claw will do 4 points of slashing.
Okay.
The monodrone, just like is standing there, kind of like eyeing it all up, and Barriggs and Orla, you hear in your heads probably that he's like non-confrontational mode, standing down, pacifist mode. It'll take the dodge action. Swigden, Swidgen, your turn.
The Modron, when he speaks, we don't hear it. Only they hear it.
Only Orla and Barriggs understand it.
Cool. All right. Now these are demons. I'm gonna rush. He'll hurl his spear at this guy, and run behind it as it flies at him and try to do it like a jump kick. Let's see.
That will hit.
Total of 11 damage, looks like. Oh no, it shouldn't be doing two-handed damage there, because he wouldn't throw it with two hands. All right, sorry, sec. Oh, I clicked on the other one, didn't I? That's weird, man. I'm clicking on the 1d6 +5 button, and it's rolling a 1d8. I guess just take away. I don't know.
Just want to chuck a d6 into the chat.
Yeah, that'd be better. Yeah. Sorry. So that'd be 9 total.
9 total. That's this one right here.
No, this one. You threw it at this one.
That one. Okay.
Probably would have been smarter to do the other one, but
9 points to this.
Yeah. And then the jump kick to the other guy that you pointed at.
Well, we'll hit.
Right.
And it's 6 points?
Yeah.
All right. These things are kind of howling out in this like kind of weird demonic like bark, almost like a dog, like a chained dog. Yeah, but they're still up. Anything else, Swidgen?
I think that has to be it. Yeah, that's it.
All right, back at the top of the platform here, any of you that might be observing will notice that the Shadow Demon hurls this Ratatosk down, who comes flying and lands with a splat. And then he, like, disappears. Almost seems like he moves, like, into the wall, like, into the trunk. And then one of the Dretches is up. This one that's still by the doorway. About 5, 10, 15. Here. And is going to attack Swidgen. A bite attack. Ooh, a natural 1. Do I have a DM reroll? I do. I will use the DM reroll. Swidgen's level 3, right? I would feel okay picking on 14 to hit.
Barely miss. Yeah.
And a claw attack. $20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That will deal 5 points of slashing damage. And Orla, it becomes your turn. And because you were starting your turn in the fetid cloud, make me a Constitution saving throw. And you make it. So nothing bad happens to you, and yep, nothing bad happens to you. So it's just kind of like you're managing to like kind of hold your breath and not breathe in this noxious cloud.
Okay. I am going to take a swing at it with my dagger.
Sounds good.
Oh God.
Got 2 player rerolls if you want to use a reroll.
I'm going
Take
to. Better.
13 will hit.
Okay.
4 points of damage. It is still up.
Now, is there any direction I can move without getting an opportunity attack right now? Since I'm
Not right now, just because of having the 2 guys there.
okay, I'm staying here. That's it for me.
All right.
Oh, can I yell out though to the construct guy and be like, what did he say? Stand down mode? No, not stand down. Bad guys, demons.
You said to be orderly and non-confrontational. I'm confused.
I said squirrels.
Survival.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. He does like basically like when you look at him, you're like, what could he possibly do in combat anyway? Like, you know, he doesn't have a weapon or anything. He's just with these little like wiry arms. Maybe you see him like, we'll just say for flavor, like he goes up to the one demon and he's just like, but it's like so ineffective. Barriggs, it is your turn. Give me a Constitution saving throw, Cloud.
Right. Good constitution.
There is 1 player reroll if you want.
I probably
Use it.
should.
Use it.
And an 11 is what you needed, so.
Oh, thank God. I don't know what it did, but it can't be good. I will produce a dagger in my hand and throw it at it. I'm gonna take out the one that's putting the gas up.
That one will miss.
Where are we going, buddy?
Bonus action, I will throw a second dagger at it.
That'll hit. Whew. That one, that dretch pops.
Oh. Oh, it did. All right.
He had 1 hit point left, so
Okay.
no matter what you rolled, it's all good. So he just kind of like as he like falls backwards, you like see like a little portal like open up, like he like backpedals and back steps as he gets hit with this thing. The portal like envelops him and then closes.
And I would also like to back up.
Sounds good. Tongrar, it is your turn.
Right. Come on, mouse. There we go. Advancing forward. Between the two of these, which one looks more hurt?
You saw Swidgen hit this one.
Okay, then that's the one that will target. Time to run the steel hammer play as he draws a warhammer and runs forth. So 18 to hit for 10 bludgeoning.
And that was the one that Swidgen had hit?
Yes.
All right, that one also dies. Sorry, I shouldn't have deleted that cloud. The cloud lasts even though it died. Cool. Anything else from Tongrar?
As a bonus action, he'll wish he had something to do with his bonus action.
All right. The Ratatosk up at the top of the platform here is kind of like looking around. He's tending to the. He's looking down at the combat. Maybe he'll start to like kind of scramble. He's like yelling up to like all the squirrels that had come out to like listen to the riddle to like get back into your homes and things like that. Like he's kind of playing the part of sentinel or guard, and then like calling out anybody that is available to come out and try to defend the tree. Orville, it is your turn.
Orville throws a chromatic orb at the one that has been by the Modron. Oh man!
Got 2 rerolls.
I'm going to re-roll that. I don't know. Roll better this time. That's better. Okay. So the damage is
Points. It is still up. What type of damage was it?
oh, I was supposed to choose
Yeah.
what type of damage. So I'm going to say thunder.
Thunder damage. Okay, he takes all of it. Right. Anything else from Orville?
No.
Ratatosk, your guide friend he's got to make a constitution. Makes it. And he will gonna move and step out of the cloud over on the other side of the stretch and make an attack. Attack tactics. Hits. 5 points of damage to this one here. And then the Dretch will take its turn. Dretch over by the Modron. Gonna step up and take 2 swings at Orville. First, a bite. Oh, 7 will miss. Then the claws. And 11, I imagine, will miss.
That's a miss, yeah.
Monodrone will take the dodge action. Swidgen, it is your turn.
All right. Got the con save, I believe, for your first.
Yes. So, with
Do we
an
have any rerolls?
you do have a reroll. Would you like to use one?
Yeah, I think so. Let's do it. Ah, even worse.
Even worse. So you are poisoned until your next turn, the start of your next turn. So disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. And on this turn, you can only take either an action or a bonus action, not both. Don't get reactions. So basically, like you're pretty like this turn.
These things stink. I'm gonna try to smack it with a smear. Oh, disadvantage though, right? So, oh, okay. Either way, pretty good. Got him for 12 piercing.
12 piercing. Did you roll that with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's still.
Yeah, 18 if you. Yeah, the lower one, but
He is still up, but looking like you could see like the formation of a portal, maybe like starting to form behind him. Thanks for
could
the
I-
reroll, Casey.
would I be able to move like or can I move or no? I mean, if I attack.
You can move.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe around him, kind of like over to here to get out of that fog.
Sure. Yep.
Cool.
No problem.
Oh, this guy could attack me though, huh? I guess here, just to, I don't know. Or
if you step
oh
back,
wait,
then
if I go down and around like that, that would work, huh? Like if I go.
yes.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry,
you can do that.
trying to avoid this guy. Okay, cool. And that's it. Thanks.
All right. The Shadow Demon. There's like a Rathatas guard that has popped out of one of the homes and is like running down to maybe like bolster the defenses down by you guys. There's like two of them. The Shadow Demon comes out and like rips right through them, and then they fall and drop to the ground also. Say that the Shadow Demon like appears and you can see he's like maybe 30 feet above you. No, maybe it's like 60 feet. Say that's 60 feet. The Dretch is up to attack Widgeon. $12 and a 15. 15 hit?
Yeah, 15.
For 3 points of damage. Then Orla, it is your turn. Constitution saving throw at the start. No problem. You make it.
Okay. So the shadow demon's up there now. So the first thing I want to do is I want to move out of this fog. So I'm going to move like to here, I guess. Did I move?
It didn't, but I can.
I'm moving. Oh wait, now I'm
sorry.
moving. That's fine. I didn't know there was floor there. Okay. And then trying to decide what to do. I'm sorry, because the shadow guy got a lot closer. I'd like to try to magic missile the shadow demon guy.
Sure. Yep.
Uh-oh. Do I?
You gotta
Nice
hit
roll.
each missile individually,
Okay.
but you could.
Oh no, hold on a minute. I lost my page. I'm sorry. Okay, so, well, do I do it? Just hit it again? No. How do I roll that again? Sorry. Oh, here it is. I see it. I see it. Okay, so
nice. Time. Total of 9 points. 9 points. Yeah, so 3 missiles fly up and like heat-seeking missiles seek out that shadow. You can see him kind of definitely his form is being impacted by that magic.
That's good. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. That's it.
Barriggs, it is your turn.
You said he's 60 feet away? Then I will... I guess we should take care of the guys down on the bottom here. Is there one left or two?
There are 2 left. There's one to the north of the Modron and then one south of Tongrar.
Alright, I will attack the one north of the Moldrun first.
That hits.
$17 points of damage.
He is dead. And back
then
to the abyss.
bonus action, throw a second dagger at the other one.
That'll hit.
I don't get the sneak attack on that, so only 6.
He is gonna go down.
Most impressive, Barracks.
Wow, that was a double team. Way to go.
That will bring us to Tongrar.
Not far. Yep. Not far enough. Does it look like the shadow demon has been following the path of the stairs, or does it look like it can sort of move without that kind of impediment?
It's been like moving through the tree bark, and so it's been like concealing itself apparently like within the tree, and then jutting out to strike.
When it has appeared along the wooden path.
Yeah, basically because it's like hunting, and so there were squirrel folk on the path, and so it came out to like kill them. And he's still up there, still visible. He hasn't like gone back into the.
And let's make the tactically risky play. You guys guard north. I'll take the landing. Team 25. And then he will hold his action to hit something with a Warhammer if it comes in range.
Sounds good. The Ratatosk is at this point probably just gonna like run over and like check on the we'll say like the body of the chieftain is over here, so he's gonna go and like kind of check on him to see how he is doing. Orville, it is your turn.
Okay, where is this shadow demon? He's way up there, right? At the top there, huh?
Right here.
Okay, how far away is that?
60 feet.
All right, I'm going to throw an ice knife at it.
$19 will hit. You will notice that it only seems like the ice knife like definitely hits it, but you're getting the sense that your spell just didn't have the full effect.
So even the cold explosion afterwards, huh?
Maybe particularly the cold explosion after.
Okay. All right. Well, I tried. Can't do anything else.
Like you just see like the knife like hits him and he kind of is stunned a little bit by that. But as like the icy explosion like happens, it just seems to pass through his. It's like ice crystals just drop right through his. And I'm gonna skip these other turns here. Monodrone is just taking dodge action. Swidgen, it is your turn.
All right, I think he's gonna move up to somewhere around here, and that's more than 50 feet away, huh? I think I'll ready an attack with his spear, like training on him, and wait for him to come within 50 feet, and then throw it at him.
Sounds good. On the Shadow Demon's turn, he goes into the wall. Hey, Orla, it is your turn.
Where did he go? Are there any other bad guys visible right now?
There aren't any visible creatures, just the sense of like kind of looking around, like when is this thing gonna strike?
Um,
Fill up
I-
my coffee cup real quick.
okay. I'm just gonna move a little bit, and I'm gonna bonus action use sorcery points to make another spell slot. I don't know where to move though. I'm gonna move next to floaty guy.
Sounds good. Barriggs, it is your turn.
I'm going to hold my action to throw a dagger when he appears, if he appears, within 60 feet.
Sounds good. Tongrar.
Zone defense. Everybody spread out. I'm going to try and flush them out. Is it difficult terrain to ascend these stairs?
No.
Five dash action. And that's my turn.
All right. Move to Orville.
Can I ready a spell?
Ken, if you're ready
Just-
cantrip, no big deal. If you're ready a leveled spell and like it doesn't go off, then you lose that spell slot if it comes back around to your turn.
All right. I'm gonna ready chromatic orb.
Okay. Widgeon.
All right. I think he'll proceed up. The climbing potion's still on?
It is not still active, no.
Oh, all right. I don't know what to do. Go. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Just still preparing to throw if he sees him, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe I'll do a little bit of heal with the second wind. and that's probably good.
Okay, just healing with your second one.
Yeah.
All right, gaining 4 points back. Shadow Demon will appear here, so I think the two of you have ranged attacks you were readying. Those will be at disadvantage. We'll start with Barrig. Will hit.
Just 4. Unless you're considering him in combat with whoever that is. Oh, no, I was at disadvantage. Never
yeah.
mind, only 4.
All right, Orville, your chromatic orb at disadvantage.
Ooh, I still got this.
17 hits. What kind of damage is this?
Okay, I'm gonna say thunder again.
Ooh, 19 points of thunder damage.
Nice. Are they only disadvantaged because they're in melee range?
They're at disadvantage because
Like
he
would
was
Switch and Spear be disadvantaged?
hidden, and well, not really because he was hidden, because they're in melee.
Oh, cool.
Kind of multiple reasons why disadvantage, I guess. It's
Yeah.
little shadowy, and he's using that to his advantage here. I think he's gonna. What's that?
Will Switch and Spear be disadvantaged or no?
Oh, you're
Like to
chucking a
check.
spear at him?
Yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
ready aiming.
Sure, go for it. Would not be at disadvantage.
Oh, good.
7 points.
In case it hits, it's the extra.
Yep, a little bit of damage takes.
Nice.
Doesn't seem too bothered by it. Passes right. All right, so he is going to attack with advantage on Orville.
Did he take my full damage or?
The thunder, yeah, he seemed to. Oh, and he gets a crit on Orville.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Good lord. What was that
So,
avalanche of dice?
Orville's dead.
I'm only second level. It's 45 damage.
Holy smokes. Well.
12d6 plus 6.
Is that right? Yes,
I think I'd be dead with my 4th level character that I had too with that.
Oh my god. Yep. So this demon just shreds Orville as he comes in to view here.
Well, we know the Shadow Demon's a narc.
And then he's gonna use his bonus action to kind of meld into it's dim light in here, and so he's able to use a hide action. So whether you can see him or not is going to be dependent on your passive perception against whatever this check is. So it's only a 12, so a lot of you probably, as long as you have a passive perception of 12 or higher, you could still see him.
Nice, barely made it.
Orla, it is your turn.
How do I know what my passive perception is?
It would be 10 plus whatever you would add to a perception check.
So 10.
Okay, so you... I will say you like generally know where he is, and basically like attack rolls against him would be at disadvantage, so you could still attempt to hit him, but
Okay. So Orla's going to move over to here and magic missile him.
Yeah, so the chat is asking about Orville. So Orville is dead. And so it's a confluence of reasons why the damage was that high. It's because the Shadow Demon gets extra dice if he had advantage on the attack roll. But on top of that, he got a crit, and so then that doubled, and that is why it was just like all of the bad, like just very, very unlucky that it like happened that way for Orville. All right, sorry, Orla.
Added to my other deaths.
Yeah. Yeah. But it looks like Casey is redeeming you a resurrection, so we will deal with that at the conclusion of this encounter. But Orla's got a magic missile spun up, so... Oh, 11 points of damage. You get the sense the demon, all of your missiles land and are kind of lighting up his like form in that kind of cloudy shadow there.
Let me see where I am again. Yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Barriggs, it is your turn.
Cool ability, bro. I will stab him with my dagger.
Sixteen will hit.
Just ignore the sneak attack damage. And that's 8 psychic damage.
Psychic, alright.
And then attack with my bonus dagger.
You roll?
Oh, we got rerolls? Oh,
Yeah,
good.
3, yeah. That hits.
And again, I ignored the sneak attack, so 5 psychic damage.
As you strike at it with that second dagger, you see a portal, just like the other demons, like open up and almost like he just gets vented out of the room and the shadowy form is gone. But there's a lot of death. You're out of initiative order here. Modron is moving about. You can see that this Ratatosk over here is holding the chieftain and kind of like openly weeping. And there are other Ratatasks that are going to slowly kind of move out and kind of see the carnage here. See that there were a number of Ratatasks that died. It's demon attack, and you get the sense this is sort of a regular occurrence for them, that they've been dealing with things like this off and on for a while. But the chieftain losing his life seems to be a moment of communal mourning, and you yourselves have Orville. You look over at your companion. Skin has already went clammy. The Modron moves over there, starts looking at Orville, and looks up at all of you, and he says, life has expired. Can be fixed.
Wait, you talk now?
This would be for Orla and Barrig's understanding. So
It can be fixed. Like he could come back.
Thetis knows how.
So I'm going to turn and say, he says that Thetis can fix Orville.
Thetis is fixing other Modrons. Can fix him.
Reassemble?
Will he be a Modron?
Unknown.
I don't know what else to say to this guy. Anybody have any suggestions?
Where's
I will
Phaedra?
say, I see now why they are so paranoid about demon attacks. This was horrible.
Yeah, Orla wants to go over and talk to the rat squirrel.
Okay. So the Ratatosk is there. He's just like holding his chieftain to his chest, and you see him. He's weeping. Other Ratatosk are kind of starting to congregate.
Is this what you were talking about with the demons?
And he just nods. It would seem Yggdrasil has become the front for the blood war. Demons and devils fighting each other.
But you
What-
are neither, so why would they fight you?
They want control of the tree as a strategic vantage point against their enemy.
Mhm. Home field advantage is very strong.
But we have a divine. We have a. We are honor bound to protect the tree and keep it out of infernal and fiendish hands. We will continue to guard and protect this place. We will mourn for our chieftain, but we will persevere. We thank you. Thank you for helping us. I don't know how many more we would have lost if you weren't here.
I think we should get Orville to Phaedrus.
And the Ratatosk would like offer for you. You could stay as long as you like. You would be guests here. They'd probably like low key, like be trying to recruit you to stay, but understand that you got your own things to. But they would allow you to remain here and rest if is what you want, or if you wanted to speed off, worried about maybe the length of time that maybe Thetis can help Orville. Kind of up to you guys. How do you?
We should probably go. Unless anybody needs a rest.
I probably should, but I think we should go. Let's go.
Cool.
It doesn't seem safe here, anyways.
So you make haste, following after the Modron, who again takes to the limbs of Yggdrasil, and you travel maybe for another 2 hours or so from this point. And just instinctually, it seems like the Modron knows the exact path that he is trying to take to get to the destination. And eventually he leads you out onto a limb where there is the branch of the tree kind of reaches out into the astral sea. And at its end, you can see like the smaller branches right at the tip of the branch seem to kind of curl up and form like an archway. And the wood on those branches is carved in. And you watch as the little Modron reaches up. It seems to like with its little wiry arm touch some of the sigils in a certain sequence, and a shimmering translucent veil appears with hues of green and silver.
Would I be able to know how, like, which things he touched on there so I can mark them down?
Sure, make an Arcana check to see if you would be able to. This would be good information to bring back to Burn.
I would also have that same idea.
Perfect. Yep, you can definitely do that and jot that down in your journal. what he did. The Modron seems to, like, with his hand, kind of gesture for you to follow as he, like, jumps through.
I'm following.
Tongrar will be the one carrying Orville, and so he'll follow.
You all in kind jump through the portal. There's sort of this dizzying sensation of being, like, thrown, almost like tumbling around on a roller coaster, right? Like you're just being upside down and twisted all around, and like very dizzy kind of sensation. And then you were plopped, kind of unceremoniously dropped with a thud on a very busy street corner. You're in some kind of a metropolis. You were looking around. If you had to guess, probably not in the nice part of town, because everything here, the architecture, the buildings, all have sort of like almost like a grime or a dirt to them. And the streets themselves, like trash is kind of collected up, in the alleyways and such. But it is a busy, busy thoroughway that you were on. There's like little vendors with little street carts in strange dress and strange people. Like it is very much like a melting pot of some things that you're familiar with. Like you probably see elves and dwarves and things mulling about, but then also like strange alien creatures. Like there are these one type of creature that has very almost like pushed back features, like depressed features into its face, with like green skin and almost like liver spots like on its neck. Very like almost pointed ears like an elf. You also see things like centaur like creatures mulling about, and goblins, and you see a beholder just kind of like floating by, and like it puts you on edge for a second, but he pays you no attention as he just floats right by. There's a mind flayer nearby that's like purchasing something from somebody. You can see buys like a brain in a jar from some shady vendor. And this is where you are. You can hear like distant wailings and cryings of children in buildings, the constant murmur of all sorts of countless languages that you don't understand. There's music, there's laughter, there's shouting, there's crying. It's just all the sounds of like the biggest city you've ever been in. And as you're taking this all in on the street corner and you look up, you would see that maybe like a mile or so up in the sky, you can see like the other side of a city. And so, just for the player awareness, like Sigil is built within a torus. So imagine the city like built on the inner side of like a tire, and that is how the city is laid out. So like, if you walk, if you start traveling to the east, you will eventually, if you travel the entire city, end up back at the same point.
Well, yeah, and the torus has the twist, right? So it's all just one side.
It's all one side, yeah. The characters won't understand this, but Sigil is situated on like this big mountain, and it just floats in the sky. How the city exists, and the plane where it resides. I've got
another life, I was here before.
This is true. Way back when 20 Sides to Every Story was very young, we were here in Sigil. It was probably 5 years ago now. I'm not sure if this is... Can you see this image that I just activated?
Yeah.
So up at the top, you can kind of see the shape of the city, and then down below is like the map, and there's arrows that suggest like if you were walking here, this is how you'd end up on the other map, right? Kind of see that bit of a maze there. Yes, yeah, kind of like a halo. It is definitely like that. So
guard your purses and stay close, friends. I can smell the thievery in the air.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like that's exactly where you're at. But you see the Modron seems to just, he's not bothered by this at all. He's used to this, or he's been here before, familiar with it. Modron starts start to move down the busy street.
Swigden, if you could help me with our friend Orville here, who was definitely overserved and is most definitely not dead. I don't want to be seen carrying a body through a foreign city. So if we could, I heard about this one weekend at this guy named Bernie's house. And so we just need to kind of make sure that it doesn't look like Orville's dead.
You see, there is a guy that is like, he's pushing like a wheelbarrow. He's got these tattered robes and he's hooded, and he's moving the wheelbarrow, and it just looks filthy, like disgusting on the inside of this wheelbarrow. But he's moving the wheelbarrow, and like he stops and looks at you, Tongrar, and he's like kind of inspecting Orville's body, and he says, "Hey, give you 3 copper for it."
That's seems remarkably low for my friend here, who just needs a bit of a rest.
Hey, bub, that's the going rate for bodies.
Oh, no, this is definitely not a body. This is just a person, and you'd be best to move along.
He's dead. He just starts like poking him.
No, hey. Don't touch him. Don't touch him.
Hey, he's in a better place than you and me, bub. I'm jealous.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of tall buildings here if you really want to go that way, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Nah, that's not my path, man. I'm not ready for the dead book.
Orville is in the school of necrotic, so he's just playing dead.
5 copper. Final offer.
I think you should move along, sir.
I really think you ought to beat it. And like Tongrar will like get up in his face about it.
He starts to move in the wheelbarrow. He like, scurries a lot around. You scare him off.
Did we all just trade places again? I think we did.
Probably. I'm not going to worry about it at this point. So I think Lyra turned her camera off for a second.
The affordable rate of the corpse concerns me. Are they that common here?
I've never had someone ask to buy a body before, and I can't say I found that experience very pleasant.
There must be millions of people living in this city. I am sure there's death everywhere.
Maybe as you're walking, the Modron will communicate to you, Barriggs, and say, he was a dust man.
They collect bodies.
They collect bodies. They care for bodies.
Sell the brains to those things.
Sometimes. The dead, they believe, have no need of it. Mostly they preserve the bodies in honor.
But your friend can bring him back.
Yes.
All right. Let's go
Always
talk to
wanted.
him.
Were you always one of these?
One of this one.
These.
These. Is it
Have you
my
always
name?
looked like this?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't start out small and then grow into a bigger one.
Not yet. Awaiting promotion.
Oh, if you get promoted, you get bigger.
Maybe become a duo drone.
What's that?
It's 1 level higher than this one.
Are you a mono drone? Yes.
Yes. It's not much, but it's a life. And he's just like maneuvering through, like you're guys just like kind of walking through this like labyrinth of alleyways. Like he takes you like kind of off the beaten path and down very shady neighborhood. kind of tall gray buildings all about. People have like their laundry kind of stretched between buildings. Beggars are kind of like lined up in the corners of these alleys with their little cups and little plates, looking for the generosity of strangers. But he will rush you forward, and eventually you will make your way to sort of a 3-story building that's kind of isolated a little bit from maybe the crowded buildings, like it's like at the end of like a cul-de-sac. And it's got kind of like maybe a little bit of like an iron gate that has like vine and such that is like overgrown. It's got kind of like a unkempt feel to it. But first story seems like that's like the widest part of the building, and then it almost has like this like I don't know what you'd call the architecture, but the second floor is smaller and like sits on top of it, and then like there's like a little attic, like a one-room attic makes up like the top floor, kind of tiered, I guess.
Like a wedding cake.
Like a wedding cake. Yep, that's exactly what it kind of looks like. And then the Modron is just like moving up to the front door and just like ding 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 ding, little metal hand rapping on the wooden door. And then you see the door open, and there is an older man with black hair streaked with gray that's pulled long, kind of pulled back into a bun, and his skin is pale, and he's got very sharp, angular features. He's wearing dark robes, and he's wearing an amulet of jade stone that's shaped like a serpent's head. And as he opens the door, his eyes kind of get narrow in on the Modron, who he opens the door for and welcomes in. But then he sees all of you approaching, or you get the sense that he sees you all approaching and he's getting ready to like close the door, like no solicitor kind of thing.
Excuse me, sir. Your companion said that you could help us.
My
We
companion.
assisted him. We assisted him in bringing him back to you, and he said that you could bring our friend back. He died in a battle, saving your companion.
Talking to you, huh? I didn't instruct you to talk to no one.
You didn't tell him not to talk to anyone.
That's true. I guess that one's on me, hey friend. Okay.
Can you assist our friend?
Maybe I can do something. Where's this noise coming from? Is that you, Dad?
Sorry.
Yeah. If you could just mute whatever you're doing. So he will invite you in. He'll open the door and be like, "Come on in. Get some tea going, and we can talk about. I suppose bringing your friend back to life is a proper reward for you bringing back my property. Let me just move you onto another map quick." Hungrar. Yeah, Orville. Orla. Barrigs. Sweet. Sweet. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a soft G like a J. Switching.
Token out here doesn't they look like him or anything, but he kind of, as you come into his home, and he says, "Sorry, don't have many visitors here." And he's like pulling out like chairs, from the dining table or whatever to like kind of put into this like little area where there's like a fireplace and everything like that. But there's just like definitely like it's very uninviting kind of feel. Not a lot of furniture or anything like that. And you can see there's like odd paintings on the wall. Like there's this one portrait, like very grand painting with like a gilded frame that depicts a tower of black stone that looms over a tiny little village kind of out in the sort of a dusty plains. And then there's like a smaller, more ornate white tower that sits in its shadow. And there's like another portrait that depicts a shadowy serpent lording over chained slaves that is putting to work. It's all like kind of very gruesome kind of feel, all the art. But he like gets like a teapot or tea kettle like going over the flame, and says, "Bring your friend in here. Let me inspect the body." And he's examining Orville, and he says, "How long has he been dead?"
Couple hours.
Yeah, something like that. Kind of hard to tell time when you're walking in a place that doesn't have a sun.
Sure. All right. So, if I revive your friend here, then you'll leave.
We have questions.
Let's do the questions part first.
I would prefer if we could do the reviving part first so our friend can hear too.
He might have questions too. He's very smart.
He probably doesn't, though. He won't take up any of your time.
All right, then. All right, bring him forth, I suppose. And he's gonna like start to kind of gesture for you to make your way up a staircase that's back around here. And there's all of the tokens. Goes up to a second floor where like there's a bedroom. Finally to a third floor. Going to be very crowded, but basically gives you the feel that this is like his laboratory or his workshop. You can see like parts of a thing that maybe looks sort of like your Modron friend here, like on the table, but like disassembled and pulled apart. There's like a brain in a jar and like just like different types of things like that. And so he starts to like move like some of these components around to like his back tables back here, and he says, "Put the body on the table there."
Oof.
All right then. And he's like he's like pulling out different instruments, like he's like putting things in his ear. He's like opening up his mouth and like just like you don't understand exactly what he's doing, but a lot of poking, a lot of prodding, and at some point you see him like start to build like a Modron, basically, like with one of the other with all these components that he's got. So he assembles something that vaguely looks like the monodrone, but like maybe is just a little bit more sturdy looking. And he's like attaching like wires and like poking things like into Orville's flesh and attaching them to this construct. He's just like, you can tell there's like maybe a little bit of like intrigue from this guy. Like he's like, I've always wanted to try this.
Doing.
Going to transfer your friend's his body is no good.
You sure?
Positive.
Did we not get here fast enough?
Anybody can make a insight check. Congar, you're for sure, like, he's just like, oh yeah, like, there's no way his body is good anymore. This is the only way to bring him back. And you're like, it doesn't seem right. Like about like resurrection magics and things like that. And
I mean,
he hasn't been
I've
dead that long, right?
I don't know a whole lot about magic, but I've definitely at least read one book where it talked about only needing a diamond. And, well, I mean, as much as it pains me to destroy a shiny thing, I feel like that would be a much simpler solution than whatever contraption you're building here.
You want my help or not?
Yes, we do want your help.
And I guess.
This is the way I know how to.
Where did you learn?
I don't think Orville's going to be happy.
I don't know. Being a robot would be kind of cool. Will he still have his mental faculties?
I guess that's true. As long as he's still got appendages for his agricultural exploits.
So he builds something that basically looks like a cube, like a metal cube, and it's got little wiry, spindly arms and whatnot, just like the monodrone. And he says, "Okay, let's see what we can do." And he starts to cast like a spell, and you can kind of see like Orville's body, kind of like almost like electricity is being jolted through it. And you can see the little cube creature starts to like move about and like sit up, and its eyes are blinking. It's got like this big mouth. It looks kind of like this. And Orville, you are gaining consciousness, although it is horrifying because you look to your right and you can see your dead body on the table.
This is fascinating. This is the afterlife.
This is your afterlife, friend. Can I keep your body? You don't need it anymore.
What are you gonna do with it?
Well,
some guy
We were
offered us
offered 5 copper for it, so drive a hard bargain.
I'll give you more than. I'll give you more. I'll give you 25 gold for it.
Deal.
Oh, good.
Hey, my body.
Your body,
No.
your choice. Yes, yes, yes.
You have a new body.
So he goes over and finds some coin, and Orville, he'll give you. He's like 25 gold.
Never thought afterlife would be like this.
Really more of a encore performance.
I'm really glad that Gareth isn't here to see this.
Am I an undead now?
So, kind of like you are kind of an undead. So you now have this.
Marvel's trying to figure this out. He's a necrotic. He's a necrotic wizard, and nothing they ever taught him would about that afterlife or undead would fits this situation. So
Yeah,
kind of puzzled.
your creature type won't be undead. Like healing magic and things like that will still affect you, but it's more like you're inhabiting the body of a dead Modron, and like you're the spirit that's possessing the body. It's kind of more of a possession type thing. True undeath.
I don't feel like a regular body. My skin, I don't have skin.
So your statistics are going to probably change a little bit in this new form, Orville. Some things will be an upgrade and some things will be not so much. But your strength score will become a 12. It'll be a little stronger. Your dexterity score will become a 14, which won't affect your modifier. And then your Constitution score will become a 12. Which also means your hit point maximum will be reduced by 2. So you'll have hit point maximum of 12 right now.
Are those the only 3 that are changing as far as that goes?
Yep.
Is this truly Orville or a facsimile of some kind?
What's a facsimile?
A copy, a fake, a fugazi.
Well, it's definitely not a fake. That was his body, and you just watched the magical whatever that was.
Ask
It talks like
something-
Orville.
Ask him something that only Orville will know.
No one took
They
any of
can't-
my green, did they?
It sounds like.
Oh. I think you just sold it. It was on your body.
Hey, that's extra.
Wait, should we loot him?
Loot the body.
Yeah, so you could definitely like take Orville's stuff, and I assume Orville will want his. So there, we've resolved the resurrection from Casey. So Orville is now in possession of a Modron body.
Nice.
I was hit by more than 3 times as much as I needed to die.
So Thetis is going to be excited. He says, oh, "This is maybe an improvement on my previous experiments. I've never had one of these things. These are all
It actually
components
worked
from
before?
different bodies. No. Usually when a Modron dies, it ends up going back to Mechanus. But I've been harvesting parts off of living Modrons, and this seems to work. Can you..."
Harvesting parts off of living Modrons?
Well, living is a relative term. We're all walking dead.
We
Oh
are?
wait, I know what we're supposed to do. And Tongrar will like take his hammer and like lightly tap Orville's knee. I saw the doctors do
Yeah.
this once.
I don't know if I have a knee. Do I have a knee?
Yep, you do. You've got little wiry arms and legs, and so there's a reflex. Nope. Seems
Don't
like
do
he's-
that.
Seems like he's in good functional health. Let's try this. He casts an invisibility spell on himself, and he says, "Okay, can you see me?" You cannot.
I'm blind.
Oh, shoot. I guess that part ain't
Partially
working.
blind.
You should be
I'm partially blind.
able to see me. He'll dismiss the spell. Okay, so that doesn't work. How about these wings? Can you get these wings to work? Try flying.
I don't know. I don't seem to be able to get off the ground.
They don't seem to be working. He said, "Oh, that's a disappointment." Well, I guess thanks for bringing my mono drone back. Report back to me if there's any developments or changes about him.
You know, the monodrome brought us back with the body and gave you this opportunity, and maybe he needs a reward too.
I already bought the body. You want more? All right. Well, I suppose. He
I mean,
grabs,
the monodrome doesn't he? Maybe he could be promoted or something.
I don't know how to do that.
She's gonna look at the monodrome and be like, "Didn't you say promotion?"
And he's just looking at Thetis, and he's like, "This one will continue to toil until I am worthy for ascending to the next level. And Thetis just nods. Okay.
How much for that?
What's that?
How much for the monodrone?
You want to buy him?
Can I?
How do you put a price on a monodrone? He's kind of doing important work for me.
What's he doing?
Trying to find my way back home.
Where do you live? I thought you lived here.
I do now. I'm a long ways from home, friend.
You don't know which door to go through, do you?
Well, I'm hoping that somewhere in that tree. I found the portal to the tree, and I've been sending him out trying to scout all the different portals and map them out for me. He hasn't found my home yet.
Do you
What?
hail from the plane of order?
No, I don't.
Do you know about the plane of order?
Echinus? Yeah. I know a little bit about it.
Do you know how to find it?
He says yes. But I'm not telling you.
Our benefactor has asked that we come and try and find it. I'm sure he would reward you if you were to show him where it is.
Does he know how to find my home plane?
He's a very powerful wizard. I'm sure he could help.
Sure he is. Aren't we all?
No, I'm not a wizard.
No, not in the slightest. No.
I am going to guard that secret. That's for me. Sorry, I don't know you guys. I helped your friend here. He's got a shiny new body. That one's on the house. Gave you some coin for the body. I think we're done here.
Well, I just wonder if you don't have to tell him unless he can help you find your home.
Who is he?
The wizard Burn.
Burn? A wizard named Burn? I'm going to put my eggs in that basket? No, thank you.
Just because his name is Burn doesn't mean he's going to throw a fireball at you.
I know everything I need to know about him right from the name. Not the kind of guy.
That seems a
I
little
need-
judgmental.
Oh, it is. It is. Fireballs and such? No, I don't need that kind of chaos in my life.
Perhaps we could do something for you.
Perhaps you can.
Your
You
robot doesn't.
come back later on this week. Maybe we can talk. Maybe you can help me find my home. But until then, let me just mull it over.
Would
What does your home look
would your
like?
home happen to have anything to do with Set?
Of course, that is my god. Although I'm starting to think that maybe my Dark Lord has sent me here to Sigil for some purpose, some reason. I have met with the Dustmen, and they seem to share some of my core convictions and beliefs.
I'm sorry, did you say Dark Lord?
Uh-huh.
Could you elaborate?
Set is the god of darkness and death and chaos.
Is that what all these paintings are about that you have?
Indeed. And he's gonna, I don't know. If you move back down to the parlor area, he'll point to the dark tower and he'll say, that is where I'm trying to get back to.
How did
Well,
you get
If we run
separated?
across your... Oh, excuse me.
So how did you get separated from the dark tower to begin with? You were sent off?
Well, I had a mishap, a little bit of an accident. Trying to summon forth servants from the abyss for my master, and got my wires crossed, and seems that I got reverse pulled into this place. I've been lost ever since. I haven't been able to find a doorway home.
So instead of summoning things to you, you summoned yourself somewhere else.
Hey,
This
we
is
all
why you
have
don't mess
off
with magic.
days. We all have off days, friend.
Well, I'm just saying that's why I don't mess with magic. It
Oh.
leads to mishaps like that.
Oh, yes.
But if you're going to continue sending your mono drones out through the world tree, you might want to know that there's a little bit of a issue going on out there. Something called the Blood War.
Oh boy.
And so, like, it could be pretty hazardous for your creations to continue trying to figure out where home is.
Oh, he's gonna grab like a notebook and he's like, "That's very interesting to hear the blood war spilling out onto Yggdrasil. Thank you for the tip, my friend."
Do you know about the Blood War?
Oh, everybody knows about the blood war. It's sort of a stalemate here in Sigil. You know, you also got demons and you got devils. They'll be hanging out, but they're supposed to keep to themselves. This is sort of a cold zone a bit, but anywhere else is fair game, and they'll be fighting each other all through the outer planes. And he's like talking all sorts of stuff that like doesn't make sense to your characters from the singular Greyhawk plane, and now you're starting to think in 3 dimensions in terms of planar cosmology and everything.
So this town is neutral territory then.
Well, it is a neutral territory as long as she deems it so. And he's like kind of like looking over his shoulder. She says, the lady of pain.
So she's very powerful.
She's very powerful.
The lady who?
The
Man, this
lady
place
of
is
pain.
just full of upstanding characters, isn't it?
Yes.
Lady who must not be named.
I feel better not talking about it. Let's forget I brought it up.
Is she here in the room with us now?
She's everywhere.
Where on the statue did the lady touch you?
Look.
Oh, not that kind of pain. My apologies.
Sigil is her domain. It's not wish to be worshipped, but this is her city, runs by her rules. Can't help but think that maybe she is restricting my ability to go home for some good reason. Portal can't open up in the city unless she wishes for it to exist.
If we happen to find a way to your home, perhaps we could come back here and do a little swapping, and you could tell us about that dimension that we want to go to.
Perhaps. You know, I appreciate you bringing my little friend here back. I'm very interested to follow up with you, Orville, about how you find your new existence. Perhaps we could be of use to each other in the future.
Yeah, and you might want to program your module to be able to maybe defend itself.
That would be a good upgrade. He'll kind of like maybe take you aside and let you in on a little secret that he has like fooled the Modron into thinking that Thetis himself is a Modron, and that is how he's controlling it. And so he's only got like limited ability to like make it do things and whatnot. And that is why he doesn't, when he talks about it like upgrading or whatever, it's like a farce, because in the structure of Modron hierarchy, there would be all sorts of different Modrons that follow like a pattern. There's always one Modron that's higher than you. And so Modrons are able to ascend that hierarchy through their deeds and doing things for the good of Mechanus, but he obviously isn't really a Modron. So he just like kind of uses that as like lingering hope for the Modron to like keep up obedient.
I must confess, I was surprised to see you are human.
There's plenty of us around in Sigil. Humans are pretty pervasive across the plains. Someone should write a book about that. That's interesting. Is there a common origin? He's going to start like kind of thinking about that a little bit. But this is basically like the conclusion of the session, is talking with him. Maybe this character will show back up in another adventure, but we'll leave that for another time. People could always request that in the quest request channel of the Discord if they have a particular type of thing. But basically, we've made contact with Sigil, and you five are all original characters from Greyhawk. Presumably, you will go back to Burn via the gate. So I would say that Thetis will show you your way back to the World Tree, and you can navigate back to Greyhawk and back to Burn and tell him what you have found. And he will pay you each your 100 gold pieces, so you each get that reward. Yep, Jeff, no problem. You'll get that.
Although I probably have a hard time getting my pay because I don't look like I did when I left. You're not the one I hired.
So this is going to start the Portals of Destiny campaign. And so there's going to be a new campaign guide that I will be posting to the Discord server starting just now. And so that'll have some guidance on how to create characters, brand new level 1 characters going forward. But there's also information on there about importing characters into Portals of Destiny campaign. And so, check that out immediately after the session. If you're watching and this is your first time watching 20 Sides Every Story, go and check out the Discord server. That is where you'll be able to find signups for joining the campaign, read the guide, all those different types of things will be there. Thank you, players, for playing. Hope you had fun today. And we will be back this week. The next game that we've
excited
got...
for this Planescape.
Yeah, it'll be totally different. So before, with Greyhawk, I would say there was a lot of rules and restrictions on characters. Now, because we're in Planescape, you want to make your animal person character, that might be possible. There's pre-approved things that you can create a character with in the guide, and then anything outside of that guide, you can try to get past me by making a request, I guess. So. All right, I think with that, my marathon weekend of D&D is over. We're gonna end it by passing a raid on to somebody. So let's see here. We'll go and throw a raid over to Troll Lord Games, I think. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.